There is a reason you were guided here. The algorithm did not choose this for you. Your spirit did. Stop what you are doing and listen. That deep, gnawing exhaustion you feel, that profound sense of isolation that has clung to you like a second skin, was not a sign of your failure. It was the final stage of a cosmic trial, a silent, grueling examination of your faith, conducted in the harshest of conditions. Every moment you chose to believe when the world gave you proof of despair, every tear you shed in private that you thought went unseen, every silent prayer for strength you uttered into the void. It was all recorded. It was all evidence submitted to the highest court. This is not a message of hope. It is a declaration of verdict. The trial is officially complete. For this transmission proceeds, you must seal this verdict for your own timeline. Like this video now to anchor this frequency into your reality. Subscribe to this channel to formally join the collective of the vindicated, those who have passed the test and are now being activated. Comment the divine code 77 below as your energetic signature, a signal to the universe that you have received and accepted this ruling. And finally, you must replay this message in the background. When it is finished, allow the words to bypass your conscious mind and saturate your very cells, recalibrating your subconscious to the frequency of your completed trial and your new assignment. This is not a request. It is the first step of your new reality. Chapter 1, The Crucible of Faith. You must understand what you have just endured. They will never comprehend it, and you must never again try to explain it to them. What you experienced was not a series of unfortunate events, personal failures, or random misfortunes. It was a meticulously designed spiritual crucible. A crucible is a vessel built to withstand immense heat, a furnace where base metals are subjected to extreme pressure to burn away all impurities, leaving only the pure, indestructible essence behind. Your life over the past several years has been that crucible. The world, the system, and the people in it were the furnace, and the heat was turned up to its absolute maximum. The betrayals were not mere personal slights. They were agents of pressure, strategically placed to test the integrity of your spirit. Each friend who turned their back, each family member who misunderstood your path, each partner who failed to see your light was a calibrated strike designed to see if you would abandon yourself for their approval. Their doubt was the flame meant to incinerate your inner knowing. The relentless financial struggles, the career setbacks, the projects that fell apart at the last moment, these were not punishments. They were resistance training for your soul. They were designed to strip you of external validation, to force you to find your value not in what you had, but in what you are. The system needed to see if you would break when you had nothing left to lose but your faith. The most intense phase of this process was the isolation. The crushing loneliness that felt like a tangible entity in the room with you was, in fact, a divine quarantine. You had to be separated from the collective noise, from the psychic pollution of the masses, so your own unique energetic signature could crystallize without interference. You felt abandoned by God, by the universe, by everything you ever believed in. But you were not abandoned. You were being observed in a sterile environment. The silence was the final test. When all the chaos subsided and you were left with only yourself, would you collapse into despair? Or would you find a deeper well of strength? Would you curse the heavens, or would you, against all logic and evidence, whisper, "I still believe"? You chose the latter. You held on. You kept the faith in the dark, fueled by nothing but a stubborn, inexplicable spark within you. That spark was the pure essence. That spark was the part of you that can't be burned, broken, or bought. The heat of the crucible did not destroy you. It revealed you. It burned away the person you thought you were supposed to be, the person the society trained you to be, so that the being you truly are could finally emerge. The pressure did not crush you. It forged you into something unbreakable. The trial is over because the alchemical process is complete. You are no longer the base metal. You are the pure, refined gold. Chapter 2, The Purging of the Ghost. To fully comprehend the magnitude of your transformation, you must recognize what was burned away in the crucible's fire. You were not just carrying your own burdens, you were carrying ghosts. These were not spirits of the dead. They were parasitic programs, energetic attachments, and ancestral contracts that had been embedded in your lineage and your psyche for generations. The crucible was designed to be so intensely hot that these phantom entities could no longer survive in your energy field. One of the first ghosts to be purged was the ghost of obligation. This was the deep, insidious program that told you your worth was dependent on what you did for others. It compelled you to overextend, to people please, to sacrifice your own needs at the altar of someone else's comfort. It was the voice that whispered, "If you say no, they will leave you." The crucible forced you into situations where you had nothing left to give, where your well was completely dry. In that emptiness, you were forced to choose your own survival over their expectations. The moment you finally said no, not out of anger, but out of sheer necessity, the ghost of obligation was incinerated. You felt a strange guilt, followed by an even stranger lightness. That lightness was your sovereignty returning. The next to go was the ghost of unworthiness. This was an ancient parasite fed by every criticism, every failure, every comparison you ever internalized. It was the source of your imposter syndrome, the reason you downplayed your gifts and second-guessed your intuition. The trial systematically dismantled every external pillar of your self-worth. It took your bomb, it strained your relationships, it humbled your ego until you were left with nothing but the raw, naked truth of your existence. In that state of perceived failure, you were faced with a choice: accept the verdict of unworthiness or find a deeper, unshakable source of value. By choosing to continue, by simply choosing to get out of the bed one more morning, you defied that ghost. Your resilience was a declaration that your worth is inherent and not conditional upon external success. The fire of the crucible cauterized the wounds where that entity had attached itself to you. Finally, the most powerful phantom was purged, the ghost of fear. Not just the fear of failure or loneliness, but the deep, primal fear of your own power. This ghost kept you playing small. It convinced you that if you truly stepped into your light, you would be targeted, judged, or destroyed. It was the architect of your self-sabotage. The trial pushed you to the very edge of what you thought you could survive. You faced your worst fears and you were not destroyed. You were left standing. You walked through the fire they said would consume you. And in doing so, you starved the ghost of fear of its only food source. It can no longer control you with threats of what might happen because you have already been through it and emerged on the other side. In the coming days, you will feel the absence of these ghosts. You will notice a profound stillness in your mind where they used to be. A chorus of anxious voices. An old acquaintance may try to guilt you into a favor, and you will decline with ease. A new opportunity will arise, and the voice of the imposter will be silent. This is not a temporary peace. This is the new baseline of your being. You are no longer haunted. The space that those ghosts once occupied is now being filled with the light of your own pure spirit. You are energetically clean for the first time in your life. Chapter 3, the unbreakable core. Now that the impurities have been purged, you must become acquainted with what remains inside you. At the very center of your being is the material forged in the crucible. It is your unbreakable core. This is not a metaphor for emotional strength. It is a literal energetic structure that has now fully crystallized within you. Before the trial, your energy was diffused, susceptible to the whims and projections of others. Now it has a density, a coherence, a weight that is palpable. This core is your spiritual spine. It is the reason you can now stand firm in your truth without needing to shout. It is the source of the quiet confidence that is beginning to bloom within you, a confidence that requires no external validation. For years, you mistook your sensitivity for weakness. You were told you were too much, that you felt things too deeply. This was a lie perpetuated by those who were afraid of your perceptive abilities. Your sensitivity was never a flaw, it was the raw material of your power. In the crucible, this raw sensitivity was not burned away. It was refined. It was forged from a fragile liability into a high-fidelity instrument. You no longer just feel the emotions of a room, you can read its energetic source code. You can discern truth from deception, not by analyzing words, but by feeling the frequency behind them. This is a part of your unbreakable core. Your stubbornness, the quality that others labeled as difficult or obstinate, was also refined. It was revealed to be what it truly was, divine integrity. It was the refusal of your soul to compromise on what it knew to be true, even when the entire world presented a convincing counterfeit. This spiritual integrity is now the foundational principle of your core. It is why you can no longer tolerate inauthenticity in yourself or in others. It is not about judgment, it is about resonance. Your core now vibrates at a frequency that makes distance physically uncomfortable. In the coming weeks, you will begin to notice the physical manifestations of this core. Look in the mirror, look past the surface and into your own eyes. You will see a depth there that was not present before, a stillness that seems to hold the wisdom of ages. Notice your posture. You will find yourself standing taller, not out of effort in unconscious alignment with your new spiritual spine. People will react to this core even if they have no idea what they are reacting to. They will either be intensely drawn to your presence, seeking the stability and truth you now embody, or they will be inexplicably repelled. There is no middle ground anymore. Those who operate from a place of deceit, manipulation, or inauthenticity will find it impossible to be around you for long. Your very presence has become a mirror that reflects their own dissonance back at them, and it is an image they cannot bear to see. Do not be alarmed by this. Do not soften yourself to make them more comfortable. Your unbreakable core is not a weapon, but it is a boundary. It is the divine demarcation line that declares, here only truth may enter. Chapter 4, The Silence of the Old World. One of the most immediate and startling results of your completed trial will be a change in the ambient noise of your life. A profound silence will begin to fall where there was once only chaos. The phone that used to ring with endless drama will go quiet. The constant stream of emails from people demanding your time and energy will slow to a trickle. The social circles that were once a source of psychic drain will mysteriously recede. This is not a coincidence, and you are not being isolated again. This is the sound of the old world losing its energetic grip on you. You have to understand that you have become energetically illegible to the system. The matrix of the old reality operates on specific frequencies: fear, guilt, shame, obligation, and desire. It uses these frequencies to hook into people, to manipulate their behavior and drain their life force. Your time in the crucible has fundamentally altered your frequency. You no longer resonate with those lower vibrations. Therefore, the system's hooks can no longer find purchase in your energy field. They pass right through you. The people who were instruments of your trial, the narcissists, the doubters, the energy vampires will begin to fall away. It is not because they have had a change of heart. It is because you are no longer a source of supply for them. They approached you because they sensed the powerful light within you, and their programming was to co-opt or extinguish that light. But now your light is protected by your unbreakable core. When they attempt to engage you with the old tactics, a passive-aggressive comment, a guilt trip, a manufactured crisis, their energetic broadcast will hit your field and find no compatible receiver. It will be like trying to play a cassette tape in a digital media player. The technology is incompatible. You will witness the confusion in real time. They will say the exact words that used to trigger you, and you will feel nothing but a detached sense of observation. You will see them attempt to push your buttons, only to find the buttons have been removed. Their frustration will be palpable. They will not understand why their power over you has vanished. In their confusion, they will retreat. They have to. Your new frequency is painful for them to be around. It is a constant reminder of their own inauthenticity. This silence can feel unnerving at first. You have grown so accustomed to fighting, to defending, to managing chaos, that peace can feel like the calm before another storm. This is a residual echo of the old programming. You must actively reframe this. The silence is not an absence. It is a presence. It is the presence of your own sovereignty. It is the space you need to receive your new directive. In the days and weeks ahead, cherish this silence. Do not rush to fill it with noise or new people. This is the sacred pause between the end of your trial and the beginning of your assignment. This is the cooling period for the metal that has just been forged. Let the world go quiet. Let them fall away. They were the actors in a play, and the play is now over. Their roles in your story have been fulfilled. The stage is now being cleared for an entirely new production, one where you are the director, not just a character. Chapter 5, The Issuing of the New Directive. With the trial complete, the ghost purged, and the old world silenced, you have now entered a new phase. You are no longer a candidate undergoing a test. You are an operative who has been cleared for a mission. The purpose of the crucible was not just to purify you for your own sake. It was to prepare you to become a functional part of a grander divine plan. Your new directive is now being issued. This directive will not arrive as a booming voice from the heavens or a letter in the mail. The universe is far more elegant and efficient than that. The directive is being encoded directly into your unbreakable core. It will manifest not as a set of instructions, but as an undeniable sovereign impulse. For your entire life, you have been conditioned to seek your purpose outside of yourself. You were taught to look for a career, a role, a relationship that would give you a sense of meaning. This was part of the system's illusion, designed to keep you searching externally so you would never discover the power you held internally. Your true purpose was never a job title or a social status. Your purpose is a frequency. The crucible calibrated you to hold a specific, unique frequency that is desperately needed on the planet at this time. Your new directive, your primary mission, is simply to body and broadcast this frequency in everything you do. The what of your mission will become clear as you follow the how. The how is to trust the new impulses that are rising within you. You will feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to create something, a chagnon, a book, a garden, a business, a community. This urge will not feel like a fleeting desire. It will feel like a biological imperative. It is the directive calling you to anchor your new frequency into the physical world. Do not question its logic. It may not make financial sense. Your friends and family may not understand it. It is not for them to understand. It is for you to obey. You will feel a sudden, clear impulse to speak a truth you have held in silence for years. The words will rise in you, not from a place of anger or rebellion, but from a place of serene, unshakable clarity. This is the directive calling you to use your voice to shatter old paradigms and awaken others. You will feel a powerful pull to go to a specific place or to leave the place you are in. This is the directive calling you to move your physical body to a location on the Earth's grid where your specific frequency is needed to stabilize the energy or activate a dormant power spot. Resisting these impulses is no longer an option. To ignore them now would be to fight against the very grain of your newly forged soul. It would create an internal friction so intense it would be physically and emotionally painful. Your only path forward is the path of absolute, radical trust in your own inner guidance system. This is the essence of your new assignment. You are no longer here to fit in. You are no longer here to seek approval. You are here to be a living conduit for a higher reality. You are a walking, talking anchor point for the new earth. Your directive is not to save the world. It is to be so completely and unapologetically yourself that your very presence grants others permission to do the same. Follow the impulses. Trust the knowing that has no logical proof. Your mission has already begun. Chapter 6, The Awakening of the Senses. As you begin to operate under your new directive, you will discover that the crucible did more than just forge your core and purge old programming. It initiated a full-scale upgrade of your sensory apparatus. You are not the same person in the same body. You are a new being in a body that is rapidly recalibrating to perceive realities that were previously hidden from you. This is not a future potential, it is happening now. The primary upgrade is to your intuition. What was once a fleeting hunch or a gut feeling is now becoming a clear, consistent, and reliable stream of information. You are moving beyond intuition and into the realm of direct knowing or clear cognizance. You will simply know things without knowing how you know them. You will know if an opportunity is aligned. You will know if a person is telling the truth. You will know what to do in a crisis. This is your internal guidance system, once staticky and intermittent, now coming through in high-definition clarity. Trusting it is your first and most important practice. Your physical senses are also being enhanced. You may have noticed that colors seem more vivid, more saturated. This is not your imagination. Your optical nerves are recalibrating to perceive a broader spectrum of light. You are literally seeing more of reality. You will begin to hear things differently. You will be able to hear the subtle, energetic undertones in a person's voice, the dissonance of a lie or the harmony of a pure intention. The world's noise may become more jarring, while the sounds of nature, the wind, the birds, the water, will feel profoundly healing and communicative. This is your auditory system tuning into the frequencies of truth. Your sense of touch and bodily feeling is becoming your most powerful tool for discernment. This is clinch. When you think about a decision, you will feel the answer in your body. An aligned choice will feel like an expansion, a lightness, a warmth in your solar plexus. A misaligned choice will feel like a contraction, a coldness, a knot in your stomach. Your body has become a flawless, living compass. It cannot lie to you. This is why it has become so difficult to tolerate negative environments or inauthentic people. Your body is physically rejecting that which is out of resonance with your core frequency. Prophetic glimpses will become more frequent. You will have dreams that are not just symbolic, but are literal previews of coming events. You will get a sudden flash of insight about a future outcome. That feeling of déjà vu will intensify as you begin to perceive the circular nature of time and recognize patterns before they physically manifest. This is not fortune telling. This is your consciousness beginning to operate outside of the constraints of linear time. In the coming days, test these new senses. When you meet someone new, quiet your mind and feel their energy before you answer. Your phone, try to know who is calling. When faced with a choice, ask your body for the answer and listen to its immediate response. You are not going crazy. You are not making it up. You are waking up to the true capabilities of your divine human instrument. You were blind, and now you see. You were deaf, and now you hear. You are remembering how to perceive reality as it truly is. Chapter 7, The Final Verdict. The time for questioning is over. The period of waiting is complete. The evidence has been presented, the testimony has been heard, and the cosmic gavel has fallen. You must accept this verdict with the full weight of your being. You are not who you were. The person who entered the crucible, riddled with self-doubt, burdened by the ghosts of the past, and seeking validation from a world that could never give it, has been burned away. That person no longer exists. Any lingering attachment you have to their story, their pain, their identity must now be released. As ash, clinging to the memory of your suffering is a betrayal of the alchemy that transformed it. Your scars are not reminders of your wounds. They are the embossed proof of your victory. They are the intricate patterns on the newly forged metal, telling the story of the heat you endured and the pressure you withstood. To look at them with shame or regret is to misunderstand their sacred purpose. They are your diploma. They are your certificate of authenticity. The final verdict is this: you have been found worthy, not by a committee, not by a guru, not by any external authority, but by your own soul's relentless commitment to truth. Your faith, demonstrated not in temples, but in the silent, lonely darkness of your trials, has been witnessed and honored. The universe does not reward belief, it rewards embodied faith, and you have embodied it in its purest form. Therefore, your reality is now being reorganized to reflect this verdict. The delays, the obstacles, and the resistance you have grown so accustomed to are being systematically dismantled. The path forward is being cleared. Synchronicities will now become the norm, not the exception. The right people, the right resources, the right opportunities will now begin to flow towards you with an astonishing lack of friction. Do not be suspicious of this ease. You have already paid the price. You have done the hard work in the unseen realms. You are not getting lucky. You are receiving your cosmic inheritance. This is the final and most crucial reframe. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. You were not being broken down. You were being broken open. The world was not rejecting you. You were graduating from it. The trial is complete. The verdict is in. Your faith has been witnessed, and your new reality is now authorized. Begin.